Have you ever felt like everything was going perfectly? And then, out of nowhere, she pulls away? The date was going well. The chemistry was building, the connection felt real. And then boom, gone. You're left sitting there, confused, frustrated, wondering what just happened. What if I told you? It wasn't what you said. It wasn't even how you looked. It was where your hand went. In this video, I'm going to walk you through 5 places you should never touch on a young woman, because one mistake can ruin everything. And trust me, every man has gotten at least one of these wrong. Some never even realize it. So if you've ever been ghosted without explanation, if you've ever had a girl say, "I just didn't feel that spark," when you know it was there, this might be the reason. Before we dive in, make sure to subscribe and hit the like button. This channel is here to help you become more aware, more confident, and more connected in your relationships. And if you stick with me to the end, this video could genuinely change your love life forever. Let's get into it. 1. Her lower back, the subtle red flag. Let me ask you something. Have you ever had a moment with a woman, a date, maybe even a spontaneous connection, where everything seemed perfect? Until suddenly something shifted. She smiled less. Her body pulled back just slightly. The warmth turned cool. And you were left wondering, what did I do wrong? Let's rewind. Picture this, you're walking beside her after a fun evening. The vibe is right. You're confident, maybe even a little excited. As you're guiding her toward the car through a crowd, your hand casually lands on the small of her back. It feels natural, right? Maybe even chivalrous, something you've seen in movies. But suddenly she stiffens, just for a second. Barely noticeable, yet that one moment changes the whole atmosphere. This exact scenario happens more often than most men realize. And here's the truth, the lower back is not neutral territory. It's one of the most intimate, vulnerable spots on a woman's body. It's not just skin, it's a signal, a border, a line you only cross when she wants you to. Now pause here for a moment and think about your own love story. Remember the girl who made your heart race? The way she laughed, the way her eyes lingered on yours? Would you have ever wanted to risk that spark just because of one premature move? The lower back touch might feel subtle, but for a young woman, especially one still building trust, it can come off as bold, invasive, and assumptive. It's like trying to skip to chapter 10 when she's still reading the introduction. And let's be honest, the best moments with a woman aren't the ones you force. They're the ones where you wait, you build, and you let the connection grow until she leans in on her own. That's when it becomes real. I want you to hear this. Respecting her boundaries is not weakness. It's power. It's awareness. It's maturity. It's what separates boys from men. Women remember how you made them feel more than what you said. And when she feels safe around you, truly safe, that's when obsession begins. Not from some game, but from deep emotional resonance. So next time you feel the urge to guide her through the crowd with your hand on her lower back, take a breath. Ask yourself, has she opened that door yet? Have I earned that level of trust? Let her invite you in. That's what builds obsession. That's what makes you unforgettable. And if you've ever made this mistake before, it's okay. You're learning. You're growing. And this right here, this is how you become the man she can't stop thinking about. Because it's not about how fast you move. It's about how deeply you connect. Ready to learn the next mistake most men don't even realize they're making? Let's move forward. 2. Her face, the sacred zone. Let me ask you a simple question. Have you ever stared into a woman's eyes and felt like time just paused? Like in that single moment, there was a quiet electricity between you, something unspoken but powerful. That's not just chemistry, that's trust. And her face, that's where all of it lives. Her eyes, her expression, her smile, it's the most exposed part of her. It's also the most sacred. Now let's go back to your own story. Think about that one girl, the one who gave you butterflies just by saying your name. Do you remember the first time she looked at you and didn't look away? That moment when you felt seen? That wasn't random. That was a door quietly opening. A door into her world. But here's the mistake most men don't realize they're making. They get too comfortable too soon. A hand brushing her cheek, fixing her hair, placing a palm on her jaw when she's not ready. It might seem romantic to you, sweet even. But to her, it can feel invasive. Like a boundary was crossed before she gave permission. Because a woman's face is sacred space. It's where she expresses her softness, her vulnerability, her shyness. And until she feels fully safe in your presence, Any unexpected contact there feels wrong, even if your intentions are pure. And here's the beautiful paradox. The man who waits, the man who doesn't rush to touch her face, that's the man who ends up being allowed to touch it with love. Because think about it, when a woman finally lets you hold her face gently in your hands, that's not just physical, that's emotional intimacy. That's her silently saying, I trust you now. Don't rob yourself of that moment by rushing. Every great story, every lasting love builds tension. It's what makes the release so powerful. And maybe right now you're thinking about someone you liked, maybe even loved, and now you're wondering, did I move too fast? Did I make her uncomfortable without even realizing it? It's okay, you're not alone. Most men were never taught this, but what separates the ordinary from the unforgettable is awareness. So next time you're with a woman, don't treat her face like it's yours to explore. Treat it like a temple. Wait for her to invite you in. Let her hand guide yours. Let her eyes tell you when she's ready. Because when a woman trusts you enough to let you touch her face, you're not just in her space, you're in her heart. Now, ready to talk about the most misunderstood zone of all? 3. Her thighs, the line between flirty and creepy. Let me ask you this. Have you ever been on a date? Maybe at a quiet bar or during a movie night and you felt the tension rise? Her laugh lingered a little longer. Her legs brushed against yours under the table. That magnetic spark pulling you closer. And you thought, is this the moment? But then, maybe you reached over, placed your hand too low, maybe just on her thigh, and everything shifted. She tensed. Her smile faded. The warmth disappeared. Why? What just happened? See, here's the thing most men don't realize until it's too late. A woman's thighs are one of the most charged and vulnerable areas of her body. And the difference between flirtation and discomfort lies in one critical element, timing. Let's rewind a little. Think about the woman you once cared about deeply, the one who got away maybe. Remember when things were going great, but suddenly she pulled back, became distant? Could it be, maybe, that you skipped a few steps? Her thigh isn't just skin and muscle. It's a message board of intimacy. Touching it even lightly says something louder than words ever could. It says, I want more. I'm moving faster now. I'm testing the next level. And unless she's emotionally and physically ready for that leap, it can feel like a violation. Not flirtation, not passion, just pressure. So many men make this mistake not out of disrespect but out of hope. Hoping she'll reciprocate, hoping it will unlock something deeper. But real attraction isn't unlocked by force, it's unlocked by restraint. Now ask yourself honestly, has there ever been a time where you were too quick to escalate? Not just physically but emotionally? You may not have touched her thigh, but maybe you texted too much, chased too hard, or revealed too much too soon. It's the same principle. What makes a woman obsessed isn't your touch, it's your control. You have to make her want that contact, to crave the moment your hand meets her skin, to pull you in instead of push you away. Because when the time is right, when she feels seen, respected, and safe, even the lightest touch on her thigh can send a wave of emotion through her body. That's when desire is mutual. That's when sparks become fire. But if you rush it, game over, no second chances. No explanation can undo what her body already felt. So what should you do instead? Let the silence build. Let her lean into you. Let her choose when your worlds collide, physically and emotionally. The man who has the patience to wait is the man she can't stop thinking about. You're not here to chase her body. You're here to earn her trust. Now, ready to uncover the most deceptive trap of all? For her neck, the unexpected trap. Let me ask you something personal. Have you ever stood close enough to a woman that you could smell the faint sweetness of her perfume lingering on her neck? That soft space just beneath her ear, that warm skin right where her hair falls. It draws you in, doesn't it? But here's the truth most men never understand. Her neck is not just a physical place, it's an emotional zone, a psychological battlefield. And if you touch it too soon, or in the wrong way, you're not igniting passion, you're setting off alarm bells. Let me take you back. There was this girl. Maybe you've had one like her. She wasn't just beautiful, she was intoxicating. The way she smiled, the way she tilted her head when you spoke, it made you feel like the only man in the world. One night under the stars, your hands brushed hers. She didn't pull away. She looked at you. Her eyes lingered. You leaned in slowly, just enough to feel her breath. And for a second, your instinct said, kiss her neck, just lightly. But you hesitated, not out of fear, but out of respect, because something inside you knew this isn't just about desire, this is about trust. And that hesitation, that pause, that's what made her want you more. Because the neck, to a woman, is deeply symbolic. It's where vulnerability lives. Biologically, it's one of the most sensitive parts of her body. Emotionally, it's where she holds tension, caution, and history. Every woman has memories stored there. Some good, some painful. And when a man touches her neck without earning that right, he doesn't come off as confident. He comes off as careless. Let me ask you again. Do you remember the first time a woman let you kiss her neck? Not in a rushed moment, but when everything aligned perfectly? Her breathing slowed. Her hands gripped yours tighter. Her whole body relaxed into you. That moment wasn't about the kiss. It was about everything leading up to it. It meant she felt safe. She trusted you not just with her body, but with her emotions, her past, her heart. So when you rush that moment, when you try to claim the neck too early, you're not bold, you're blind. Blind to her comfort, blind to the invisible lines she's drawn. Want her obsessed with you? Be the man who respects her boundaries more than he wants to cross them. Because here's the secret. When she feels you're strong enough to wait, she'll be the one who pulls you in. Now, the next point, it might surprise you. It's about something far more subtle, something we all take for granted. Her hands, where comfort turns to caution. Let's get into that. 5. Her hands, the test you didn't know you were failing. Let me ask you something you probably never thought about. Have you ever reached for a woman's hand and felt her go stiff? Not pull away completely, but just enough to send a silent message? Yeah, that subtle shift? That's the test, and most men fail it without even knowing the rules. Let's rewind for a moment. Think back to your first crush. Maybe it was in school, maybe it was during a walk in the park. You were nervous, heart racing, palms sweating, and then it happened. You held her hand, and suddenly everything felt real, like a spark just connected the two of you. But here's the twist. Holding hands isn't just some innocent gesture. To a young woman, it means more than most guys can imagine. See, her hands, they're her guardrails, her silent communication tool. She uses them to gauge your intent. She uses them to protect her space. And when she lets you in, truly lets you in, her hands are the first thing she'll offer with full honesty. Let me tell you about a guy named Matt. Matt was charming, funny, good-looking. He took a girl named Sophie out on a few amazing dates. Laughter, late-night drives, warm coffee shops in winter. It all felt perfect. Until one night, while walking back to her car, he tried to intertwine his fingers with hers. But something was off. She didn't reject him, but she didn't squeeze back either. She looked away. She hesitated. Matt missed the sign. He thought, well, she didn't pull away, so we're good. But in Sophie's heart, a wall had quietly gone up. Because touching her hands without emotional alignment is like opening a book from the middle and pretending you know the whole story. Her hands are a threshold. And here's the kicker. When you rush to hold them, without giving her emotional safety first, she starts to question your motives. Do you like her, or are you just trying to skip the steps? And this is what separates men she forgets from men she obsesses over. The man who reads her body language like a poem, not a manual. Now you might be wondering, so when is the right time? It's simple. When she reaches for your hand first, or when you do it gently, slowly, and she responds with more than just silence. It's in the little squeeze, the thumb that rubs yours, the way her hand lingers even when she doesn't have to hold it. When that moment happens, you've passed the test most men didn't even know they were taking. Because now she's not just letting you touch her, she's inviting you into her world. And once you're there, every touch becomes electric. So ask yourself, when was the last time you truly held a woman's hand and felt her soul in it? Because that's what makes her obsessed. Conclusion. Every touch tells a story. Not about who you are, but about what you understand. Because women don't remember what you say. They remember how you made them feel. So be the guy who listens, who respects space, who reads the room and waits. Because when you give her time,